to that, we can't go.
Right. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
that's,
Clinton County's bad, Patrick State is.
I heard that.
Numbers are really.
It's hard to navigate, like what's safe, what's not safe. Ooh. And we have a puppy. Sorry. Oh, is it a Frenchie? Oh my God, so cute.
Amanda,
Yeah.
I'm on my cell phone. I'm trying to turn you sideways to get bigger. How come you're not getting bigger? Do you know? Like full screen.
Because I'm straight up and down.
So I have to be as well on my phone?
You'll see more of me if you're up,
Okay,
straight up
I
and
got
down.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it's okay.
This is
All right.
Priscilla.
Priscilla is gorgeous.
Priscilla just needs some school.
We'll send her to me.
Sounds like Oreo.
All right.
All righty.
Okay. All right, everybody's muted. Hopefully not me. All right, we'll come into our chair and coming to the edge of the chair so that your seat bones can push down. It depends. Everybody's chair is different. Everybody's comfort level in the chair is different. So just find what's comfortable for you. Like for me, even though I'm long-legged, when I sit far back, it makes me feel like I need to slouch.
Right.
So for me to feel like I can sit up tall and well, for easier, I guess, is to come to the edge of the chair.
Okay.
So, well, you'll figure it out as you go. And if you have any questions, just say it.
Okay.
And if anything is uncomfortable, it doesn't feel like you're like, oh no, that doesn't work with my body, or it makes things, more aggravated or whatever. Just skip it. We're not going to do anything that's so long that you're like, oh my God, here I am sitting here for 5 minutes
Right.
doing nothing when everybody else is doing something. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And I give lots and lots and lots of variations. So you might come to a point and be like, this is my pose. You don't have to keep going if I keep going.
Okay.
So, all right. So we're sitting in our mountain pose. Our feet are flat on the floor. We have a right angle coming up the legs and then up to the crown of the head. We can close our eyes or take a soft gaze. And right now we're just checking in and noticing what we're bringing to the chair this morning. Now, I'm sure everybody has lots of feelings, like emotional kind of or mental stuff going on, but then there's also the physical stuff that we bring to the chair. It could be a challenging elbow or something like that, or you could just notice that you feel really good today. And then we'll notice the breath. And then notice what moves while you're breathing and what stays still while you're breathing. So maybe on the inhale, you notice your belly expand and your chest rising. On the exhalations, maybe you notice, a gentle drawing in of the body. And we're going to start to lengthen and deepen the breath. So the inhales and the exhales get longer, and we're drawing in the breath deeper into our belly here on the inhale. So inhale, the belly expands, chest rises. Exhaling, chest lowers, belly draws in. So gentle squeeze at the end. And we want to come back to the breath as much as possible throughout the practice. So if you notice that you're breathing really shallow and up in your chest, you start to slow it down, bring it in, bring it down to the belly. And now on your next exhale, we're going to dip the chin towards the chest, just starting with small movements, keeping the back of the neck long. And then on the inhale, still keeping the back of the neck long, we're going to bring the chin a little bit above neutral and slightly back. So we're not crunching this area in the back of the neck. And then exhaling again and rounding bring the chin towards the chest. So just a few breaths like that. And you might find that your range of motion is smaller, and then as we warm up, it starts to get more, and don't worry about that. We just do what we can do. And now we'll make bigger movements. So this time when we exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. We're going to round the spine so you can use your hands on your knees for traction. Imagine your upper body here is like a sail on a sailboat. You know, it's filling up with air here as we're actually exhaling, but and then we'll come up, tilt the pelvis forward, open up through the heart and the chest, bring the shoulder blades back towards each other, maybe bring the chin up. And then we'll exhale again and round. So moving through these cat and cow positions. So if you were on a matted chair class, you might be on your hands and knees doing this. You could be seated, lots of options. So we'll move through a couple more here. And then we'll go back to a tall spine, sit up nice and tall here. And we will start with some wrist rolls. Bring your hand out to the side, take some wrist rolls. And we're raising our arm as we inhale. Now, if you run out of breath or run out of range of motion, you stop here and you exhale, bring it back down. Switching sides. Go to your range of motion without the end of range of motion, without like forcing anything. And then we'll sweep both arms out. Maybe they come together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, we'll do that again. Wrist roll. Maybe if you have a side bend at the top if you want, and then wrist roll right back down. Switching sides. So quiet. So quiet. Sweep both arms up. And this time we're going to push the ceiling away. So we're going to pop out a ceiling tile, get really, really tall. And then we're going to exhale and fold. Now, you can have some space here. Your legs can be further apart to kind of make room for your upper body. And then we're going to inhale to a halfway lift or flat back. And then exhale again and fold. Sweep the arms out, come all the way up. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. My aunt is calling me, I don't know why. Wrist roll. I had some kids and their mom want to come over and clean stalls this morning, but I'm here, so I'm not there to watch anybody. And so I messaged my aunt last night, and she's like, I don't want to help, I don't want to tell anybody what to do. Come on. Sweep both arms up, push the ceiling away, exhale and fold. Inhale to a halfway lift or flat back. Exhale again and fold. Sweep the arms out and up, come all the way up. And we're going to exhale and twist to the right. Yeah, good. Come back to center. And exhale and twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. Super. All right, let's go through it again. Side bend if you want. The side bend is totally optional. switching sides. Basically, everything is optional. If you want to sit there and like stare at your fingernails, I guess, for an hour, you can do that too. It's your hour, do whatever you want with it. And one girl in the evening class goes, I'm just happy to be away from home.
Yes.
Sweep both arms up, push the ceiling away, exhale and fold. So, well, whatever. Inhale to a halfway lift or flat back. So we're kind of scooping the sternum, so we're kind of showing off our collarbones here. And then exhale and fold. Sweep the arms out, come all the way up. We're going to exhale and twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to give one knee a squeeze. So hug it in, stay up as tall as you can, and take some ankle rolls here. Now, if it's easier to kind of hold the back of the knee or wherever, go ahead and do that. And then switch direction. Good. We'll let that leg down. We're going to inhale the arms up again. We're going to exhale and give the other knee a squeeze. And then take some ankle rolls here. Switch direction. Good. And then we'll set that down. We'll lift the arms. And then we'll exhale, bring them back to the heart. Awesome. Last time through this portion anyway. Ooh. Snap, crackle, pop.
Oh, yeah.
The musical joints. And then we'll sweep both arms up, push the ceiling away, and fold. Inhale to a halfway lift or flat back, showing off our collarbones. And then exhale and fold. Sweep the arms up. And then we'll exhale, twist to the right. I was just thinking, giggled a little bit here because I was thinking of my grandmother when I would do chair yoga at her house. Come back to center and then twist to the left. And she would, she's just so funny anyway. We're gonna make it one knee up, give it a squeeze. Sorry, had a little moment. My grandma passed away in May. So, yeah. We're gonna extend your leg and then we'll lower the heel. Press your hands into the opposite thigh. So I go over and we do chair yoga at her house, especially when the COVID stuff started. I would go over there and I would just do Zoom classes from her house and do the chair yoga with her. And she would just be, she was so funny. She would like you'd ask her to, go to get up to do something and she'd be like, I can't, but then when we do the part where we stand during class, poof, pop right out of her chair. I'm like, you are such a sneaker. And then we're going to sweep the arms up. I don't know who that is. Oh, I think it's, sorry. And then bring the other knee up, give it a squeeze.
Was that my sister?
Yep. And then extend and lower. Hands to the other knee here or the other thigh. And the more you flex your foot, the more intense this stretch will be. Yeah, I just happened to see Melanie's sister was trying to log in. I'm like, wait, who is that? Because it doesn't show a picture right away. So I'm just going by like first name and last initial. So I'm like, I'm not sure. Good. We'll bring that leg back. We'll sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Yeah, some of the stuff my grandmother said during yoga, I can't repeat. She'd be so funny. Yeah. So, all All right, we're gonna bring our right knee out to the right. So we have like a V here, but I'm going to turn my upper body to face my right thigh. So yeah, you'll be facing that way. So from here, we're gonna draw the belly button in a little bit. So we're kind of taking some of the arch out of the low back. And then we can raise the arms if that's comfortable. Imagine like you have a big beach ball over your head. Good. We're gonna take a big inhale here. And then we're going to exhale, but we're gonna open up to the front here. So our upper body is still facing in front of the chair. Yeah, good. All right, we're gonna take our right palm, flip it up. Yep, and then we're gonna watch our right hand as we lift it up. Now, if this is uncomfortable for your neck, look, wherever you want to. You don't have to look up at your hand. Your left hand can come to your hip, it can come to your chair, it can stay out in outer space, but we wanna create a big long line here from our right hip crease to our right fingertips. Good, and then we'll come back to our starting position. This would be like our warrior two. So if we were standing, we'd be standing very similar to this. I'm gonna take our right forearm and bring it down to our right thigh. And then the left arm can come up and over. Yeah. So it's another long line here from our left hip crease to our fingertips. Good, and then we'll come back to center. We're gonna bring the right knee in a little bit and bring the left knee out a little bit.
Oh, I know,
Under
my
their
nose
noses.
too. Oh,
Monday's class, I swear to God, I had some rogue hair inside my mask, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, so knees are wide, our chest is lifted, belly drawn in. It's like the mask gives a whole extra layer of complication.
Yeah. Oh.
So we're press into our thighs, gonna lean forward here. And now just so you can feel a gentle stretch on the inner thighs, doesn't have to be anything huge. Definitely don't wanna hurt ourselves. And if you feel resistance, so you feel like guarded maybe in that way, I would do less. So if you feel resistance, what you're doing is you're probably creating more tension, more muscular engagement that you don't really need. We don't want to create more tightness. All right, and then we'll come up. So the right knee will come in a little bit, left knee will go out. And we'll turn to face our left thigh. Now here our belly is drawn in, we're engaged, the front of our body, the back of our body is kind of flat. And we'll sweep the arms up here. Take a couple breaths here. So just by raising our arms, we're raising our heart rate. We are, working on some muscles that maybe you have not been using. I think it was Lori that said that what was she doing? Oh, no. Somebody the other night was clipping trees. So I was like, oh yeah, that's unusual. And then we'll open up. We're gonna flip the left palm up. And we'll bring that up towards the ceiling. Maybe bring your gaze with it if you want to. Your right hand can come to your hip or outer space or whatever you want to. But we're making a long line here on the left side with the left hip crease to the left fingertips. And then we'll come back to our starting point, and we'll take our left forearm to our left thigh, and the right arm can come up and over. And then come back to our starting point. We'll bring the knees together. We'll let the arms come down. Some shoulder rolls. All right, work a little bit on our core here. So we're sitting up tall and we're pressing our hands into our thighs. So if you can feel, as you're pressing down, you feel your stomach, your core muscles kind of doing something. So we're pressing down and we're getting that engagement in our core. Now you can lift one knee and lower, and we'll switch sides. So we're getting our core workout here. By the amount of you press down and the higher you lift your leg is the, you know, you can create
like a
more
resistance,
intensity.
yeah.
Yeah. So in this you can do right in the recliner at home.
That's true.
I do some of them at
Do
night
you?
when I'm, yeah,
That's
when I'm
good to know,
watching
'cause
TV.
I have like osteopenia, so this is really good for the
Mhm.
resistance.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much we can do. I mean, that's why I wish everybody would do chair yoga at some point.
Yeah, because you can
realize
do this at home. It's
how
true.
much you
I
can
mean, like
do.
at night, in addition to this, you know.
Yeah. And then we'll circle. So even when we circle here, when we come back towards the back of our chair, notice, you know, the engagement here. In my squeaky chair, there's always one. And then we'll switch directions. I mean, God bless you if you actually do these things at home, because I know all this stuff and I still don't do it at home.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to
I
get
do a
home.
few things at
Do you?
home. Yeah.
See, I think if I was sitting in a chair like this, I'd be more apt to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, like as far as like stuff like this, where you're twisting.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Well,
But
yeah.
But the leg one you could do,
Yep.
you know,
Anywhere.
right.
Yeah. All right. Wow, I just had like a complete like brain fog here. All right. So coming to the edge of your chair, you're probably going to be further towards the edge of the chair than you think is a good idea.
Mhm.
So like literally my seat bones are not even on the chair. It's basically just booty holding me on here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to lean back, but I'm keeping my spine in its natural curve. So I'm not rounding. So from my pelvis to the top of my head is still one line. And you're going to lean back. So you're going to feel like you're doing crunches.
Right.
And then you come up. And then imagine like you're being pulled forward by like a string on your chest and one on your belly. And then up. Let's do 3 more. It's funny. Sometimes I'll say, let's do 3 more, and then I don't even count. In person, usually
Yeah.
Carol is my counter. She'll start to like smile at me. Right now, we're so far apart, I can't see her smiling. Oh yeah, that's 3, she says. Okay, so let's lean back one more time, and you have the option to try to lift one leg, the other leg, maybe both legs.
Oh, look at how high she is.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can get them off, but I can't go as high as that.
Well, so it really
Yeah.
matters on how far to the edge of the chair you are. So like if I'm further in, I can kind of do it, but I have to like,
I can go like this. It's
yeah, so if
terrible.
you're closer to the edge, you know, like I said, it's all about comfort level and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You don't want to be on the edge of the chair and have it go,
Well, that's true.
you know. My chair at home, I would comment all the time about how my chair was trying to kill me. Because every time I come to the edge, it would dump me out. So, all right. We will kind of rise to stand. So what we do is we kind of lean forward, we're pressing through the heels, and we're gonna lift, and then we'll come back down. We're gonna do that a few times.
Make sure you get the chair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Well, at least there's nobody like behind you or running around that's gonna like hook your chair or play a dirty joke on you. Dirty trick, dirty joke, that's different. And then we'll come all the way up. Woo, a nice little snap, crackle, pop there. All right, so safety first. If you feel unbalanced and you want to have your chair like beside you or wherever, you can do that. We're going to step forward and back. So you step forward, take your time, go nice and slow, and then you can lift the back foot. Now, you come up to the toe. It doesn't have to be totally lifted. You do what's comfortable for you. And then step back. Switching sides. Now, the slower you go, the harder it is.
Okay, I got Okay, so you just,
So
I
if
see what
you
you're doing.
want to
Okay.
make it harder, you go slower. And so this could also be your kind of like walking meditation. Now, if you're being in the present moment, we're gonna go side to side now. So we'll step out to the side. You can lift, step both back in the middle, and then out to the other side. So if you speed this up, it's a salsa, right?
okay.
But anything we do with like mindfulness.
Okay, so you left to the side, I'm watching you here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and then step. Yep, this also may tighten your IT bands.
You need to loosen it or tighten
It
it?
might feel tighter.
Oh,
sometimes.
really? Okay, yeah.
So lifting, because you're working on those outer hip muscles
Mm-hmm,
and stuff. So if it makes it worse, obey.
okay, yeah.
There. All right, we'll come back to center here. We'll step back. So we'll step back. And then you can lift. And then step back to the front. Step back. Lift. Woo. And then come back in. So kind of like the hokey pokey a little bit.
Yeah.
Woo. And then you can even try lifting, pointing, flexing, moving around.
I don't know.
It's
I gotta
just,
get
We gotta
my
practice that
coordination,
one.
yeah. Oh.
well, you know, this is a really good thing to practice in the kitchen
Mhm.
because you have your countertops
That's true,
handy.
right.
So you can practice it, have something close by, not the stove boiling water, don't do that. Okay, and then we'll come back to our neutral, our mountain pose standing here. So you can bring the chair around if you need to. So I'm gonna have the chair on my right-hand side here. So we will lift the right knee and lower. So this time here, we're gonna add to it. Stop whenever you want to. So you lift, touch with your opposite hand. So I would switch. Put the leg closest to the chair,
Okay,
lift that one,
okay.
and then touch with your outside hand,
Oh,
and then lower. And then we'll lift and start to twist towards that chair. So you would twist that way, your upper body.
Okay.
And then lower. So this is also an IT band
Yeah.
stretch a little bit, but it's also a twist here. So
I can feel it burn a little bit, that's good though. I need that.
and then come down. And then we'll march it out. So we'll move the chair to the other side. So lift the knee, touch, and lower it back down. And then lower, and then you can touch and start to twist. Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it right, Susan.
okay.
Am I going the wrong way? Okay, this way.
No, you can go that way. Go towards your chair. I think we're all doing it slightly
Okay, she's
different,
doing
but
hers
it's
different, yeah.
all correct.
Yeah.
And then you can lift. And then you have the option to even play around with releasing the chair or one finger, only whatever is safe. I mean, if you feel like you can take a chance, go for it, but it's not required. And then lower it down, march it out. Okay, so we're going to keep our chair the way it is, and we're gonna take a step back with the foot closest to the chair. Yep, perfect. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. So you might feel a little bit of pulling on the hip flexor. That feels good. Perfect. We'll just take a couple breaths here. Also might feel some stretching on the back of the back leg, the hamstrings on that side. And then we'll switch. So take a step back with the other leg. Your front knee is bent, your back leg is straight. Yeah, you have the option to release the chair if you feel balanced. But it's nice to have it handy just in case you start to lose balance. Woo! I almost feel like you should have one on each side.
I'm okay as long as I don't have to lift my foot up with the balance.
And then we'll reach for the chair and step that foot back up. March it out. All right, so every class pretty much we do that kind of balance stuff, but then we also do tree pose. And we hold it for a few breaths. So you can put the chair anywhere that makes sense to you. So maybe it means in front, but I don't put it in front only because then people can't really see me. So I have it on the side. But we're gonna shift our weight to our right foot. Lift up onto the ball of the left foot. So you're gonna point it out to the side if you can. So your weight is on one foot and the knee is pointing out to the other side. Here you go, yep. Now you can stay here, or if you wanna add more challenge to the balance part, you can come in, you can come up, so that the arch of your foot is on your calf. Okay, you just don't want it on the actual knee joint. We don't want to create more instability. Some people can bring their foot up into their inner thigh. You will not see me doing that. Okay, so you take whatever variation of the legs. Maybe you release the chair, maybe you hold on to it. Maybe you can do a mudra. So this is Anjali mudra. This is like a service mudra or an appreciation. This is Hakini mudra. This one is for balancing both hemispheres. So mudras are things that we do with our hands typically that kind of focus the mind. I want to focus. My mind did not have a runny nose constantly. All right. So just another breath or two here. And then even holding onto the chair, if you want to add another level of effort or difficulty, try closing your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, even if you're hanging on, you start to like,
That's
woo.
right.
Yeah.
You need to
And
work
now-
out your sight.
Lower that foot down, march it out. And do the same thing on the other side. So shift your weight, come up onto the ball of the other foot. You can be here, you can be in, you can be up, whatever variation that you want. But imagine that your standing foot is pressing down through the floor. You're actually growing roots, busting through the floor, the concrete underneath, whatever it is, and then growing these great, fabulous roots down into the ground. And then if you want to do a mudra or whatever. And then have a sense of humor about wobbling and falling over. So like I think of it as like, woo, a tree in a windstorm.
Right.
And there's different times of the year and different times of the month where balance is actually trickier. So supposedly during full moons or coming up to a full moon, your balance is affected. Then there's like different parts of your own like cycles of life where your hormones are affected, which also impacts balance. As I fall over 5 times here. And then we'll come down, we'll march it out. So we'll bring our chair back behind us. There. And we will, actually, we usually do a flow behind the chair. And I've actually left that out because we did so much balance stuff. Let's do a short flow behind the chair.
Okay.
So bring your chair, I'm gonna go to the side only so you can watch me easier. But yeah, you can be like that. Just be careful when you step back.
Okay,
Don't pick up the screen there. Okay. So right behind the chair, we're in our mountain pose. So if we had a big belt buckle on, our belt buckle would be lifted. So it's almost tucking the tailbone a little bit. My grandmother used to be like really hot on the pelvic tilts.
Yes. Yes.
She's like, you can do it at a grocery store. And she's like this. And I'm like, please don't do that in the grocery store. But we'll think of grandma here and we'll lift our pelvis, our big belt buckle here. So this is our mountain pose. We're gonna sweep the arms up. Now, if you need one arm for balance on the chair, go ahead and do that. And then we'll exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Nice. And then we'll sweep the arms up. And then we're gonna exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair and
I'm gonna
step.
go this way so I can see it better, yeah.
Yeah, step back into your downward facing dog. So the knees are bent as much as you need to. And if, like, say if your shoulders are really tight, you know, you can have your elbows facing down, whatever you need to, but we wanna have a long line from here to here. Okay, we're gonna inhale, take a look at the back of the chair, like maybe where the legs are. And then on the exhale, we're gonna step the right foot forward. Yeah, so depending on what's comfortable for you, you might have a big step, you might have a little step, but we're good. All right, so here we'll raise one or both arms. Nice. And then we'll exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair. We'll step our front foot back to meet the other one. And we're back in our downward facing dog. We're gonna inhale, look at the back of the chair. We're gonna exhale, step the left foot forward. Good, and we're in our crescent lunge here on this side. You can raise one or both arms. And then we'll exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair, step the left foot back to meet the right. And back in our downward facing dog. We'll inhale, look at the back of the chair, step both feet forward. And then inhale up onto the balls of the feet. And then exhale, lower. Right, inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring them back to the heart. Good. Want to do that one more time?
Yeah.
Okay. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair. Step back into your down dog. We'll add a twist this time. So we'll inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step the right foot forward as far as you can. And then we're going to inhale, take a twist. Untwist. Step that right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Open to a twist. Yeah, really nice, you guys. Untwist. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And then we'll inhale, look at the chair. Step both feet forward on the exhale. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, back into our mountain pose. Perfect. All right, now we will put our chair back. You can see exactly where your chair was because it was Melinda's. All right, so we were, actually, come on up here. So you actually have multiple choices here. So you can sit, squeeze your glutes. So you're just squeezing your glutes together. Option number one. Option number two, have the legs like sandwiched in together, and then you're almost sitting back. So you're yep, like that. Or you can take feet hip width. That's a little bit easier on the balance. You can be goddess pose, so knees and toes wide. So whatever variation that you want. And we'll take a couple breaths here. So we're almost sitting in the chair. Make sure the chair is there, just in case. And we're kind of booty back here. So if you look down, you should be able to see your feet. So the quads are probably have something to say right now. Take a big inhale here. And then we'll exhale, lower into the chair. Good. Good, and take any kind of movements that you need to. Wiggle, take some shoulder rolls. All right, We're gonna do a little bit with the hips. So a couple of options here as well. So you can cross at the ankle or cross ankle over the knee. So, and then actually, let me grab a block for you. Block for you. Okay, so now if you have, there's a great big space here between ankle and knee, right?
Right.
So maybe you find that the ankle is not enough, but this is too much. So you can put your leg, your foot on the block and flex your foot. So you stay here, you can hinge forward. So what this does is create some compression in the hip.
Okay.
Now, you go with what feels good. Now, like for me, this might be too much compression. So I would go here. The ankle is not enough compression to feel good or to feel much for me. So you just do with what feels good, and you're not symmetrical. So maybe the other side you might want your foot over. We'll take just a couple breaths here.
It's a lot about sitting up straight too.
It is.
Yeah,
The pole, you know, how
Yeah.
you slump, it's.
No, it's true.
yeah. Well, when I'm not riding horses or teaching yoga, I am the worst. I am always slouching. So if I can get like, a couple hours a day of actually sitting up straight, think about what that does for your body.
Right. So that's good for your core if you can sit up straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. For your whole,
Your whole-
and so what the purpose of yoga asana, so physical yoga poses, one of the reasons why we do that is to set ourselves up for meditation or pranayama. So if we're like this, how easy is it to breathe? You're not really,
Right.
I mean, you can't get your full expansive breath
Right.
if you're kind of hollowed in. And then we all breathe up in our chest instead of our belly. So we're doing the physical part to make it easier to meditate and breathe. So we'll do the other side. So it may be ankle, it may be on the block. If you're home and you don't have a block, you can use a tiny trash can, some books, a little ottoman. So maybe you find that this is better for you on this side. It's not for me. So I'm going to be here. So you sit up straight, and if you want to add compression, you want to add a little bit more feeling into this hip, you can hinge forward.
Okay. Yep.
And then we'll take a couple breaths here. So that's the purpose of physical part of yoga is, because there's so much to yoga. We don't even scratch the surface in a class like this. So like the first part of yoga is the yamas and the niyamas. It's like how to behave. So there's 8 limbs of yoga, and then there's these yamas and niyamas, and basically is like not to lie and not to steal, and to keep your body clean, and maybe even emotionally, mentally clean. So we are what we consume. So if we're out there, I've been watching true crime stuff constantly. So I hope that I'm not like absorbing this stuff, but all right. So we can release that. We'll come back to your mountain pose here in the chair. And we're going to work on the hands and wrists. So let's push your palm away here, fingers down, and we'll reach under and pull them back gently. And then we'll take one full breath with each finger. As we reach under, we'll grab the thumb, gently kind of pull that back. Take a full breath. And then each finger. So the yamas and niyamas are like the do's and the don'ts, And then after that is the third limb, which is asana, which is the physical, the yoga physical practice that we do in class. And then it's pranayama, which is the breath work that we do. So when we do breath work, it could be breath retention, it could be, different things like that. And eventually we want to get to kind of samadhi or nirvana type of thing, like where we're happy in where we are and what we're doing. And then we'll do the thumb. And then each finger. Oh, Carol is back. She disappeared for a minute. Dang that internet. And then each finger. Keep going with your fingers. I have like a greenhouse situation going on inside my mask, I think. Like for me, eating hot soup or corn on the cob
Oh, yeah, I'm with that too.
makes my nose run. So I have
So,
like
yeah.
well, actually it's usually a dish rag. I'll have one dish rag for my nose and then like one dish rag for my face when I'm eating corn on the cob, because I wear most of it too, like a kid. And then shake it out. Take some shoulder rolls. And we're gonna tap. So we're gonna take the pinky finger edge of the hand and we're gonna tap them together here. More notifications on my watch. And then we'll take the heels of the hands and tap. So pretty much everybody that's on Zoom has been with me for quite a while, on and off. But so these hand things that we do works like excellent for people with arthritis and trigger finger and different things like that. And then the bottoms of the thumbs. So in the winter time, especially, once my hands get cold, I have rheumatoid arthritis. So when my hands get cold, they pretty much stop working. And so there would be times or I'd have a flare up with my arthritis and I wouldn't be able to get out of my house because I couldn't turn the doorknobs. So I'd have to grab like leather gloves and like hold on to them and twist it like that. All right, take a flat hand and we're gonna punch into your hand. And by doing these things here, I don't need to do that anymore. Like my hands actually work and I can, open and close doors. Yeah. And I've had a lot of students that one student had trigger finger and trigger thumb and just got rid of it. Wow. Yeah. And then switch. So it's kind of one of those things where it also affects pressure points in your body or acupressure kind of thing. So we have all these meridians and these pressure points in our hands that translate to different parts of the body. And now the backs of the hands. And like some of these exercises, like the bottoms of the thumbs part and the backs of the hands, they used to really, really hurt when I would do this exercise. And now it doesn't bother me. But I do this at least twice a week.
Okay.
I know a lot of the ladies that are like on Zoom and stuff. I know Carol does this stuff a lot on her own. And my grandma used to do them too, and my Aunt Kathy does. And then we'll switch. If you're anxious too, I think this kind of tapping stuff does wonders. Okay, and then interlace.
My daughter's ex-husband, Paul,
Yes.
he's got Alzheimer's. He's only 64 years old, but he taps all the time with his
Yeah.
hands. He'll sit there
Is that
and he
right?
does that. So when you said anxious and anxiety,
Oh,
that's what
okay.
he does. He's always tapping
Yeah,
his hands.
he probably doesn't even realize it,
No.
you know, it's just on it.
Well, it's like clicking pencils and, or
Right.
pens. You ever?
Yes, yes.
Where if you're just sitting there with somebody doing that, you want to like punch them in the
Oh,
throat.
I know.
Pull and then switch. So switch all the fingers by one, so it feels weird, and then do it again. So like whenever I have like long fingernails, like so every once in a while I'll forget to bite them, I guess, I don't know. And they get longer and I'll like start tapping on
Oh,
everything.
Yeah.
And then I'll be sitting there tapping on like the coffee table or something, or the island in our kitchen, and my husband will just look at me and I'm like, oh, you don't even realize you're doing it. And then we'll take the webbing here between the thumb and the forefinger. So like I work with adults with developmental disabilities, and I've worked with lots of folks over the years, and people with Alzheimer's and different diagnoses, and tapping and like kind of self-stimulation is pretty, it's pretty typical. And then we'll switch. I've worked with kids that will go and like just punch themselves. And it's
Yeah.
to kind of get that stimulation, I guess. I'm sure there's more to it, but.
Mhm.
Then we're gonna take our hands, and actually, normally we put our hands right directly on a body part that challenges us, so it's part of my spiel. But we're gonna do a little bit more tapping. So take your fingertips and you're gonna tap right below your collarbone.
Okay.
So this one here, this is a EFT, energy freedom technique.
Oh.
And so what this does is it supposedly, it reduces anxiety, but it also supposedly relieves blockages in your body.
Wow.
And so this is one that like, so if you're really anxious, you can do it. Like I do it in the car, but only one-handed because I'm driving. But it kind of brings you back into the moment a little bit. So if you're up in your head and you're breathing up in here, you know how you feel tight? This kind of relieves that. So.
Should have done that at 1:30 this morning. I couldn't sleep.
Oh.
Upstairs, sat in the
Oh.
recliner. Oh my God, it was
Don't you
awful.
hate that when you
Yeah, so now we'll take our hands and we'll place them on a body part that is challenging to us. So it might be T-bands, could be your hip flexors, could be your back, your head. If you can't reach that spot, kind of just get in the general area. I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe my nose. So you figure out a spot and you place your hands there, and you want to send love, awareness, energy, like certain modalities. Think of it as chi or prana, different things. So we're sending our life force or energy to those spots. And then even, acknowledging the squeaky wheel, sometimes it makes things feel better. We often just either ignore or obsess. So this is the
That's
middle
true.
ground.
Yeah. Give it some energy.
Yeah. And then we'll slowly remove our hands from those spots. All right, and we're gonna sit back into our chair. And be comfortable here. And we're gonna take a few moments of quiet. And we can place our hands on our heart or anywhere we want. Actually, you can put one on your chest and one on your belly. We're still keeping kind of a long spine, so if you're slouching like I am, you probably don't want to do that. But I'm going to give Susan some things to do when she wakes up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to inhale. Notice the belly expand. You can count while you're doing that. And then exhaling, watching the belly draw in. Now you're gonna wanna slow the breath down. So maybe we'll inhale for the count of 4. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hold, but you don't have to. And then exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna keep breathing like that, but you can lengthen the time that you're inhaling and exhaling. So maybe you start with 4, you work up to 5. You might even start with 3, because I know for me, when I first start doing pranayama, I get kind of almost anxious, like I gotta breathe, you know. And so you start with like 2, then you work to 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then maybe you could even get to, I mean, I've gotten as high as 20. So you would slow down your breath and count. So let's just do just a couple rounds on our own here. So typically, if we do a longer exhale than inhale, it's relaxing, it's calming. So if you count to, like, I was just doing 5 for my inhale, I was doing 8 or 9 for my exhale. Okay. So counting. So typically, if you want to relax, the exhale is longer. Now, if you want to be more energizing, your inhale is longer or quicker, you know, it's kind of thing. Like if you were doing a, you know, like multiple inhales, that's more of an energizing than a slow inhale. So that makes sense. So we'll come back to our bringing our hands to our heart. We'll close our eyes and we'll close together. And we'll thank ourselves for being here and practicing together this morning. May we all feel loved. May we all feel grateful. May we all feel connected. And may we all have the strength and courage to overcome any obstacles before us. From my heart to your heart, peace and namaste. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.